So, I was just recording a video about taking the wheel back from God when it's time for us to put things in practice. And I thought more on that as I continued to drive, and I thought, it's those times of practice, when things tend to start feeling like they're just not going your way. We feel like things are just kind of coming at us all the time. If you've ever heard the phrase, your test turns into your testimony. The moment of practice, the period of practicing what God has taught you is your test. That's the time where God takes a step back and he lets you take the lead to see if you are able to put into practice what he just taught you. And if you are unable to put that into practice, guess what? You get to repeat the lesson. And you get to continue to repeat the lesson until you learn how to put into practice what God has taught you. And when I say God, I speak of God as I know who he is, as I believe in who he is. Your God may not be God. Your God may be Allah or Buddha or whatever you believe in, spirit, source energy. Your God. Follow what your God is telling you. Whatever you believe is your truth. Remember that. Don't ever let anybody else out there tell you how to believe. Don't let anybody else out there tell you what is right for you, because you know what? This is your life. This is your experience. Experience it how you choose to. Forget what everybody else has to say about it, because it's not their journey. It's yours. Take it. Love it. Accept it. Embrace your life and your truth as you know it to be true. Your truth may change over time, and that's okay. You don't have to go to someone and say, oh, I was wrong about this. No, because at the time it was true for you. And now you've changed. Now you've evolved. Now you've grown. So that truth is no longer yours. Now it's going to go to someone else, and you're going to continue your path of enlightenment. Accept where you are, love where you are, and love others for where they are. Stop judging people for where they are in their life. It's not for you to tell someone where they're going wrong on their path. That's for them to learn. It's okay to guide them and say, give them a different perspective. I hear what you're saying. I understand your truth. Have you thought about this? Have you looked at it from this angle? Because sometimes we do need to just shift slightly to see our situation differently. And that's okay too. It's all okay. We have done absolutely nothing wrong. One of the greatest truths in the Bible is that you are always forgiven. Why are you always forgiven? Because you are innocent. You have done absolutely nothing wrong. Even if you did some crazy, nasty, stupid shit to somebody, or that affected someone in a negative way, that's your experience. Their end is their experience. And it's all about choices. Choose to love your path. Stop beating yourself up for your past. And just go with what you have. Take what you learned from the stupid things that you did and apply that lesson so that you don't do it again. That's your test. And that's where your testimony comes from. Yeah, you know what? I used to be a horrid, horrid human being. I was one of those women that you would come across and you would want to slap me the minute I opened my mouth. I'm not that person anymore. So why should I hold myself to the standards of who I was back then? You shouldn't either. Because we grow. Don't judge yourself for your growth process. Embrace it. If you're tired of repeating the lesson, sit down with it. Observe the thoughts. Observe the memories. What were you not applying that God had already taught you? And apply it now. Apply it now so you can move up to the next step. Every step that we take is a step up in ascension, a ascension to the higher self, ascension to being one with God, because we are a seed of God. You've done nothing wrong. You are innocent, and so is everyone else. Someone chooses to walk away from you, hey, you know what? Thank you for being in my life. And then sit back. What did this person teach me? What was the purpose of that relationship? Thank you for that. Thank you for showing me what I didn't want in my life. Or thank you for showing me how to see something that I did want in my life. Whatever way you're able to reconcile the connection in your mind of what your lesson was. Because your lesson in that relationship is going to be different than their lesson in that relationship. And whether or not they take and extract that lesson is none of your business. What is your business is what you take from that lesson. So, y'all have a good day. I have to get to work. I love you all.